Okay, hello everyone. How you guys doing today? I am Ryan J. McCrary, CEO and founder of McCrary Financial Solutions and president of the McCrary Financial School. Coming to you live from
everyone.
YouTube.
How you guys doing today? I am Ryan J. McCrary, CEO and founder of McCrary Financial Solutions.
Forgive me. Still getting used to streaming live on YouTube. I usually stream live on Facebook, but I wanted to, start streaming live on YouTube, see how everyone's doing today. Again, I'm Ryan McCrary, CEO and founder of McCrary Financial Solutions and president of the McCrary Financial School. If you can hear me, let me know. Type something in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you want any questions, business questions, finance questions, this show is going to be more of like a political discussion. I don't really talk about politics too much, usually business, finance, stuff like that. I think it's more beneficial for us to be, talking about wealth building, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, because that's going to truly get us where we want to go. Complaining about Trump or about Hillary Clinton or the political debate and Republicans don't do nothing, the Democrats don't do nothing. We could talk about that all day and we ain't gonna get nowhere. Let's talk about business, talk about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about financial literacy. Let's talk about all the ways that we can build true Black wealth, rebuild Black Wall Street, and truly be empowered, in my opinion. But today we did get a question in. Let me go to the question. 1 second. And I'll share my screen in a second. Let me just read the question. We got a question coming in from Derek Williams. Shout out to Derek Williams out of Philadelphia, he's originally from Mississippi, but he's based out of Philly. So a question came in, so I wanted to answer his question live and direct. So he's talking about, I guess, the whole gun control debate. There was an article that came out about, I guess, the Baltimore mayor is going to give taxpayer-funded bus rides for kids to skip school and attend the pro-gun control march. So he says, yikes, that's a dumb move on her part. I absolutely disagree with this. I'm of the Dr. Claude Anderson and Mike Adams, the Health Ranger school of thought with regards to gun control. It's the intent of man and a ton of psychotropic, medically prescribed drugs, not guns. That's the problem. So that was Derek's thoughts about it. Let me share my screen so you can kind of see the article. So again, Derek, he disagreed with it and he wants to know my thoughts on it. So thank you, number one, Derek, for putting the question in. I'm going to start doing this more as more questions come in. Anybody, if you want to send a question directly, you can send it to info@ryanjmccrary.com. Again, that's info@ryanjmccrary.com. Feel free to submit any questions. Let me know who you are, where you're from. Any political questions, that's fine. But business questions, finance questions, anything you want to ask me, just email me, and I'd be happy to answer it live and direct and give you my thoughts on it. So we can talk direct. Now, if you want to check out the article, is an article. What source is this? Not sure exactly the source. But yeah, again, the title is Baltimore Mayor to give taxpayer-funded bus rides for kids to skip school and attend a pro-gun control march in D.C. So I'll read a little bit of it. You guys can read it yourself if you want. So during a rally on Tuesday, Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh announced the city will be providing free buses to students who wish to attend the March for Our Lives rally in Washington, D.C. This is scheduled to take place March 24th. In addition to buses, the city will provide T-shirt lunches for the students. It's all about hearing the voices of young people, Pugh said before announcing the city would take 60 bus trips to the nation's capital. Her announcement was met with cheers and applause from the crowd. Pugh further said she wants to have at least 3,000 students to represent the city of Washington, D.C. So Derek wanted to know my thoughts on it. Thank you again for putting that in. I'm right here right now in the middle of a snowstorm and a blizzard on the East Coast. So my thoughts, couple things. Number one, a lot of people have to know the history and the correct information when it pertains to gun control and the Second Amendment. That is something that even I didn't know. I had to do my research. So shout out to the great Dr. Claude Anderson. He's actually going to be, I think him and Dr. Boyce are going to start going around the country, like Chicago, I think Philly, maybe different parts of the country to do like a Powernomics tour about everything Powernomics, how you can implement Powernomics into your life. So shout out to the Godfather, Dr. Claude Anderson. So what he teaches and his, based on his research, that the Second Amendment was put in place to stop slaves or Black people once they became free from being able to possess weapons or guns to defend themselves because white people wanted to control the slaves, keep the niggas in line or keep the slaves in line or keep the Black folk, the color folk in line. So that is why they put the Second Amendment into place, and it did not apply to Black people. The Constitution, Black folks, the Constitution was not written for us. Remember that. When you see the police killings going on, everything's going on presently and past, you got to remember the Constitution was not written for us. It was not. So the Second Amendment is part of the Constitution. So it was written for white folks to protect white folks, to basically keep law and order, to keep the law and order. So when we talk about the Second Amendment, even up to this present day in 2018, when you see the gun control and debate about the Second Amendment, stuff like that, Black folks, you put on CNN or MSNBC, you're going to see all the Black folks, Van Jones and all of them talking about, gun control and stuff like that, or we need all the guns up, they're liberal and, we shouldn't have guns, stuff like that. But if you're a Black person and you're engaging in this political debate, you have to know your history. You have to know that it was not written for you, for us. So it needs to be looked at from a different perspective. So my perspective on this is, well, number one, they say, I guess, Black folks only take up maybe 1% of all gun ownership. All the gun ownership. So all the killings you see in the news, you put in local news in Philly or Chicago or wherever, LA or down south, Miami, wherever, New York, all you see is quote unquote, Black on Black crime, all the craziness going on in urban communities. We need to take the guns away, come in, put your guns in and put your guns in. You'll get $50, $100 worth of groceries to give your guns to hand your guns in, no questions asked. I was just watching The Chi. I don't know how many of y'all watched The Chi, and they had an episode like that. You could bring your guns in, you get $50 to $100 worth of groceries, no questions asked. And the guy brought like hundreds of guns in. But he said the reason why they do that is because they truly don't want Black folks to have guns because most, like slave owners and after that, just to keep the Black folks in line, they always thought there could be a chance that Black folks would revolt. So we need to make it where as though they cannot possess guns or weapons just in case they ever do want to revolt. So that's the ultimate fear. That's usually white folks' ultimate fear is that Black folks are going to revolt. Black folks are going to come together. They're going to truly use their weapons to really bring about change, to really emancipate themselves, and to truly have real freedom. So they were afraid of that. So that's why they kind of put those laws into place. So Black folks, we need to recognize that. We can't just go into the political gun debate, stuff like that, talking to, thinking of it from a liberal perspective, like, oh, I'm a liberal, I'm a Democrat. You see Angela Rye and all these type people going at it, from a Democratic perspective or a liberal perspective, or liberal versus conservative, Republican versus Democrat. No, as Black folks, you can't go at it that way. You got to know your history and you got to know why this stuff was put into place. You got to know why this was put into place. So my thoughts on the whole issue, as far as the Baltimore mayor, going to let kids skip school to go down to the rally, the protest. Well, my thing is, number one, no more protesting, no more marching. I'm tired of marches. I'm tired of protests. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. Like how many hundreds of years are we going to march? How many hundreds of years are we going to protest and, picket and demonstrate outside of the White House or any other type of establishment where they don't want it, similar case maybe? How long are we going to do it? How long are y'all going to march? Marches don't do nothing. Marches don't do nothing. We've been marching for 400 years, and where did it get us? Where did it get us? Let me know. Where did it get us? Did it stop Black people from being killed unarmed in the street by police officers? No. Did it get us reparations? No. Did it stop mass incarceration? No. Did it stop people from being poisoned in Flint, Michigan? No. So why do we keep continuing to march and protest? Let me know why. So that off the jump, I don't agree with that. Different teachers own, everybody has different perspectives, whatever the case may be. But as far as marching and protesting, no more. Why do we got to keep doing it? I'm tired of it. So just that fundamental perspective, the mayor from Baltimore want to let kids skip school just to go and march. Come on. Come on. Come on. So that number one, red flag to me, I don't agree with. And then number two, the whole gun control debate. So it's about, I guess, being, like for gun control or stuff like that, which is, of course, of course, we shouldn't have any automatic weapons or semi-automatic rifles, whatever the case may be, so somebody can go in and shoot a school like in Parkland or Fort Lauderdale, like in Columbine, all that stuff like that. No, I don't, whatever we got to do to stop that, yes, do whatever we got to do to stop that. But at the same time, wanting Black folks to just go along and be passive when less than 1% of gun ownership is Black folks, no, I'm cut from the cloth of Malcolm X, the Black Panthers, by any means necessary, Dr. Anderson. I'm cut from that cloth. So I think we as Black folks just need to be cognizant of that and understand the true political debate. So thank you, Derek, for the question. Again, if anybody has any other questions, please feel free to email them, submit them. I'll answer them live. I'll get on here and answer them live. Email it to info@ryanjmccreary.com. info@ryanjmccreary.com. So again, thank you, Derek, for the question. So my perspective is I don't agree with it. I'm with you, my brother. You said you didn't agree with it. I don't agree with it as well. No more marching, no more protesting. Let's just march with our dollars. Let's protest with our dollars and our votes. So we practice group economics. We boycott all those people in our neighborhood that don't give back. We boycott them. We redirect those dollars into Black businesses, into Black hands, and truly build an economic base. And once we have our economic base, now we have leverage politically. So we can go to any candidate, any political person, any politician. Now we have economic base and we can buy the politician. State rep, state senator, national senator, whatever the case may be. We can buy them because we have an economic base. So we can say, we'll support you. We'll put money in your hand as long as you have a specific plan for Black folks, not minorities, not diversity, not people of color, not midgets, not women. No, specifically for Black people, descendants of slaves. Once you lay out a plan specifically where it's going to specifically impact us and nobody else, we will support you. We will put money into your campaign. We will do whatever the case be to get you elected because you're going to give back to the constituents who put you in office. So, no, I don't agree with it. I think, the Baltimore mayor, instead of, doing that, why don't you fight for reparations? Why don't you get on Dr. Claude Anderson's lawsuit where he has an illegal treaty in place that owes Black people trillions of dollars? Why don't you get on board with that? Why don't you bring that to the forefront? Why don't you talk about mass incarceration? Why don't you talk about the wealth gap and get some resources into Baltimore? Because I know Baltimore. It's like Philly or like, other urban areas. There's a lot of poverty. We need resources. So forget all the marching and protesting. We need resources. So Mayor of Baltimore, fight for resources the same way you fight for quote unquote gun control. We need gun control. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's a deep debate. As a Black person, know your history. So again, if any other questions coming in, politically, business, finance, wealth, whatever the case may be, online sales and marketing, digital marketing, whatever it is, email them to info@ryanjmccreary.com. info@ryanjmccreary.com. Everybody have a great day. Stay warm. If you're out in the snow, be careful. It's slippery out. A lot of snow out there. Just stay warm and be careful. Everyone have a great day.